Great morning, great morning, great morning. I don't know if this is going to stay. Trying to get it situated. I'm going to leave it like that. I am so happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful just for life. I'm happy and grateful for you today. I'm happy and grateful that I understand that this journey is everything that I need it to be. I'm happy and grateful that in the ups, the downs, highs, lows, good or bad, I'm still happy and grateful because I know that all things work together for my good because I know who I love and I trust. Okay. So I'm happy. I'm happy that we are healthy. I'm happy that we are wealthy. I'm happy. Okay. We are prosperous. We are prosperous. I am pulling up my notes. Let me, hold on, y'all. I got to turn this heat off. But, so as we talked about, I'm hoping at this point that you have Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you do not have the book, YouTube has the audio for free. You can just type in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and it's about 10 hours, 47 minutes. That's how you'll know that you have the right one. Okay. I think it's very imperative for you to get the book, especially while we're going through the self-confidence formula. All right. So what I want to do is pull up the self-confidence formula, and hopefully by now you have that as well. Just like I had told you last week, make sure that you get it, make sure that you're able to write it down, keep it where you're reciting it with your affirmations every day. You want to make sure that you do that. So with the self-confidence formula, what I want to go over today is point one. Okay. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. And what as I was researching the book itself, Think and Grow Rich, I don't know if y'all know this, but it took Napoleon Hill 20 years to actually write Think and Grow Rich. Okay. And he wrote it during the Great Depression. All right. So what blew my mind with that is he basically took mentorship, he took thoughts and ideas of millionaires and billionaires. They were millionaire and billionaires during the Great Depression. So even like right now, how we have the pandemic going on and how, just the state of the world, there are different things that are actually affecting the economy. Yet and still, this is proof that the economy doesn't have to stop our prosperity. Okay. Because he wrote this book during the Great Depression, and Napoleon Hill was wealthy in many ways, not just in financial. Okay. Which is why this self-confidence formula is important. But what I want to do also is just point a couple things out, like I said, with the book. And I encourage you to get the book. But even in the book, he puts the self-confidence formula in chapter 3. And chapter 3 is it's the chapter of faith. Okay. So with this self-confidence formula, it's really a self-faith formula. Why do you say that, Nicole? Because faith is to have complete confidence in someone or something. Confidence is a feeling or belief that you can rely on someone or something. It's a firm trust. It's a state of feeling certain about the truth of something. All right. Now, to me, he put it in the faith chapter. Why? Because you have to have faith in Jehovah God. And again, My faith lies in Jehovah God. Whomever your higher power, your spirit, whatever you name it, listen, like I keep saying, everything goes back to the book. Okay. So even with that, in order to get self-confidence, you have to have self-faith. And when you can't have faith in yourself, you shouldn't have faith in yourself, okay? Because you are not the one that is all things. All right. We are not all things. So we shouldn't have faith in ourselves, but we should have faith in Jehovah God. We should have faith in our higher being, because that is what is going to encourage us and give us confidence that we need in ourselves. You have to have self-confidence, but to get to the confidence, you have to have faith. All right. You have to have faith. You can't put, if you put self-confidence just in, if I put self-confidence just in Nicole, I can become arrogant. I can become proud. That's not the confidence that we're talking about. All right. We're talking about the confidence in our faith. Why? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of the things not seen. So with this self-confidence, we have to be able to grasp our faith as well. You have to be able to feed faith, to fulfill faith. That is when you can get to the place where your situations and your circumstances don't dictate your outcome. All right. So, like I said, it took him 20 years to actually write this book. And then he sat under mentorship. So these are things that he has been mentored about. So at that time, he saw someone, or he saw something that was wherever Napoleon Hill was trying to get and where he was trying to be. So you have to have mentorship in your life. Just like I talk about your area, all right? Your environment. Your environment has to involve mentorship from where you're trying to go. Your environment has to stay healthy. You have to learn how to make this a repetitive habit. All right? You've got to start feeding yourself with things that are going to build your confidence to believe that you're going to be able to fulfill the vision. All right? The goal that you've written. So, and then where do we get faith? Faith comes by hearing the word. Okay? You can't do this without God. All right? You can't. We are limited. But when we do things in Christ, when we do things in a limitless God, that's how our overflow comes. That's how these things are manifested. All right? That y'all gotta catch this, okay? You gotta make sure that in everything that you're walking out, my expectation is spiritual expression. It's not self-expression, because I can only express things so far. I only have the capability of expressing things so far. Think about someone that cares about you or says that they care about you. And we've talked about this before. I can tell you all day that I care about you. But what actually leaves an impact is how I make you feel. That's not self. That's not something I can do physically. It's something that's planted. My actions should feed that. But I, Nicole, can't just put my hands on you, and because I touch you, oh, she loves me. That's not true, because I may say something out of my physical mouth that makes you feel like I don't care. All right? It goes deeper. That's your spirit, man. That's your spirit part. I cannot physically touch that. Just like when we manifest things and we want to believe in our vision and our goal, we have to understand, yes, we have to do our part. And the things that we do that are consistent, The habits that we create that are healthy will produce these things. Okay. But I can't do anything in and of myself. I hope that makes sense. But what you have to remember, faith, you have to have faith and you have to have action. So even when you look at the self-confidence formula, it's two parts. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself continuous action. So the first part before therefore is your faith. The second part is action. I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment. All right. So you have to have faith that you're going to fulfill your purpose. How do you know what your purpose is? Okay. How do you know what your purpose is? Your purpose is how you impact people. That's your purpose. Now, when I say that, I mean, when you leave this journey, because all of us are going to leave it, okay? What is your legacy? I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about foundation. I'm not talking about that. How are people going to remember you? What are they going to remember about you? Good, bad, or indifferent? That's your purpose. How do you understand what that is? It's the thing you love and it's the thing you hate. My pastor said that. It's the thing that you love to do. So if you are into fashion, I'm sure your imprint in this journey you'll be used in some kind of way. If it's designing clothes, if it's, able to put clothes together for someone to make them look a certain way, which makes them feel a certain way, they're going to remember you from that. All right. So it's the thing that you love. It's the thing that you desire. It's the thing that you go to sleep with on your mind. It's the thing that when you wake up, you want to impact and you want to do. That's part of your purpose. What do I mean by it's the thing you hate? It's the thing that you see that just irritates you to a point where you want to find a solution to the problem. That's what I mean. So if you are one that every time you see someone homeless, it just pushes you in your back to want to go in. How can I create a program that can help these vets that served our country and now they're under the bridge in Atlanta? Because that's a majority here. If you are one who just, man, every time you see it, you hate seeing it. And it fires something in you to want to be part of the solution, that's a part of your purpose. All right. So you got to be able to figure out what it is. And in the process of figuring it out, understand that you are already doing it. All right. Every day you wake up, you're fulfilling purpose. Even if your purpose isn't laid out for you, where you just understand it at 110%, every day on this journey that you are walking it out, you are fulfilling your purpose. Don't feel like that you're not if it isn't fully clear to you, okay? So I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. You got to know that you have the ability. Why do you know that? Even right now, if you are kind of, no. You can do number one because you understand now your ability isn't in you. My ability is not in Nicole. I am not the ability. I am willing to be an open vessel to be used for the ability, but I am not the ability. Therefore, I don't put faith in Nicole. I am only going to be repetitive in affirming myself. I'm going to be repetitive in dumping at night. my brain dump at night so that in the morning I can wake up, get in my word, affirm myself. See, I'm the vessel that's willing to be filled with these things. Then I will repeat this behavior that it will become a habit. But the ability, I understand, is bigger and greater than me. Okay? So I know I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. So even if today I don't feel like I see my purpose, I am not going to allow my mindset to shift. I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. All right. I'm going to speak it. I'm going to believe it. And I'm going to continue to be willing to walk it out. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence. This is the action. This is the habit that I got to create. I have to be persistent. I have to have continuous action towards its attainment. And I here and now promise to render such action. I promise myself. Okay? This is number one of the self-confidence formula. Okay? So I want you to understand that it's a process. Don't think that you're going to get the self-confidence formula. We went over the 5 points on Monday, and now it's just like, yes. It's an unrealistic expectation. You need to understand that this self-confidence formula, you're going to walk it out every day of your journey. So don't be in a rush. Be persistent and consistent. Do not be a procrastinator and lazy. Don't do that because you're going to rob yourself. Okay? But don't put this expectation that all of a sudden, because we have this zeal. We see something, we see people producing, and we're just like, yes, I'm going to get it, and blah. And then we put this unrealistic expectation on ourselves. And when we can't meet our own expectation, we begin to fail. We begin to fall back. We begin to blame other people. And Jehovah God, like, I never told you to get it and do it in a day. I didn't tell you that. He tells us repetition to create a habit that we are consistent. What is going to allow us to fulfill the self-confidence formula is consistency. All right? Persistence and consistency. Consistency is what's going to get us through. Okay? That's why you write the vision and you make it plain so that those who see it can run with it. But then you also understand that in its appointed time, it won't return void. So yes, we set goals. All right? We set the vision, we write the vision, we set the goal, all of that. What happens is we focus on the process of it. That's the persistence and the consistency of it. That's the repetition of this. The repetition of this will create habits in us that will prepare us for the end goal. Okay? Y'all remember that. What else I got on here? All right. And we have to be consistent in full force. So you can't stop and go. Consistency is like this. It's not like this. All right? It's like this. So we can't do the stop and go. If you stopping and going, it's not consistency. See, we got to start with the basics of this. So this is what's going to change your mindset. This is what's going to change your behavior. This is what's going to change your habits. Anyone who was with me last month, we already have created the habit of affirmations. And like I keep telling y'all, if y'all don't have any affirmations that you've added to your paper, you need to have at least 3. You are healthy, you are wealthy, you are prosperous. 4, everything that my hands touch, it has to prosper and grow because it is who I am. You produce what you are. What you produce comes from who you are. Okay? So, what time is it? 10:23. So I wanted us to go over number 1. I encourage you, if you don't have the book, YouTube, it is on there. The audio is free. All right. Get it in you. This whole weekend, man, I just listened to it. I fell asleep with it because I believe what Jehovah God told me. And anyone who's been walking with me, 3 years ago, he told me wealth was around the corner. 3 years ago, when my bank account didn't show it, he said wealth was around the corner. And by faith, I believe it. Okay. Then in year one, when it didn't happen, I was like, hold up. Well, what's wrong? And he said, you're what's wrong. I said, oh, okay. He said, Nicole, wealth starts from inside. I need you to get some stuff straight. I need you to get you right. So I've been intentional to do that. And then, because at first I was like, Lord, because, first I was like, God, I thank you, this around the corner. So then I had to kind of change my prayer up, and I went outside. I live on a corner. I'm 2 houses up from a corner. And I would go look at the stop sign. I said, God, I thank you that wealth is at this corner right here. See, I started narrowing that thing in. That's when he began to show me, you're the problem. I need you to work on you. I need you to work on personal growth and self-development. Because if I gave you the wealth right now, you wouldn't do right by it. Oh, snap. Okay. So it went from wealth was around the corner to me thanking him that it was right here. Then he began to tell me wealth is here. Now, keep in mind, y'all, my bank hasn't changed. I didn't get a raise, none of that. But in that year and a half, because at this point we had almost 2 years, he spoke to me. And I'm like, okay, but I know for a fact that I've been working on the code. So there are some things changing in me. God told me last week, wealth is here. It's going on 2 weeks now. He said, wealth is here. It's here now. And just like I believed it 3 years ago, I believe it right now. And I know it's here now because the wealth within me, I already see it. I already feel it. I'm already walking in it. Okay? We got to understand that when God speaks something to you, you got to learn how to have faith to hold on to it. You cannot allow this. And this is why I keep saying you got to change your mindset. All right? Because if I would have held on just to $1 when he said about wealth 3 years ago, I'd have been discouraged at this point because my dollars ain't got bigger. I have more of them than 3 years ago, but I'm not wealthy financially by the number. Y'all hear me? I'm not wealthy financially by the number. I've been wealthy because my wealth comes from within. The manifestation of it, he said, is now. And I believe it because my mindset has shifted. He can trust me with $1 million. He couldn't trust me 3 years ago. He can trust me because I understand that $1 million isn't for me. And I would have no problem if he told me to give it all away. Okay? I can't say that 3 years ago because in this 3 years, he has allowed me to see that wealth comes from within me. He's allowed me to see through a pandemic that he's my provider. All right? Jehovah Jireh is real in my life. He has reminded me. There are so many things that I get it. Okay? I didn't get it by having confidence in myself. And this is why I'm saying this self-confidence formula is really a self-faith formula. You have to have faith in yourself. But the only way you're going to get it and get there is you got to plug in. All right? You got to plug in. You got to understand where the infinite source is. The source of infinite overflow. And that's what you got to begin to believe in. That's where you have to begin to lay your faith in. So that on the days that you don't make every check mark on your to-do list, you're not beating yourself up to a point where you can't get up. I keep telling y'all, just keep going. Your reward is going to come from your consistency. All right. That's really what it's going to be. The repetition and the habit is going to be where we begin to see the overflow from. Okay. So that's why you got to stay in a posture of humility and submission. You cannot do this with arrogance and pride. You cannot. And you have to walk in integrity. Make sure you're integral. Make sure everything that you're doing, because your purpose has integrity. So if you're doing something and it's not integral, then you are tainting your purpose. Okay? You are. Because if it's not done in integrity, it's not going to stand. The foundation will not be solid. All right? So as long as you walk into integrity, you walk in an upright posture and in the right way, it doesn't matter if you see someone or something accelerating past you. You will applaud it. Okay? Even if you know it's wrong, you'll applaud it. You'll point out the things you need to see. You will encourage it. You will be happy and all of that, because you understand that what's for you is for you. And all the other stuff don't matter. But when you can look at it and you're not hating, you'll get more. Why? Because your heart is right and you can be trusted. Okay? So I'm excited about this self-confidence formula. I want us, like I said, to just break down a point. And I encourage you to read this to yourself. Start it. You should have already started by Monday. Wake up every day, get a copy of it, and do the self confidence formula. And then break it down by point, like we're doing. Break it down by point, research it. All right? Let it get in your spirit. Let it get in your spirit, because it's already there. Because we are perfect. We were made by a perfect being. So we are perfect. We are just walking out our perfection. Okay? So again, I am Nicole D. Jones. Thank you for taking the time to receive. I hope you receive a couple of Nikki's nuggets. That is the purpose of these calls. Shift your mindset. Know that today is great. Anything in it that does not line up with greatness, it is up to you to abort it and keep it great, because you can do it. All right? We have breath in our body today. So that's what makes today great. Anything that comes in here that goes against us, if it's an attack on your mind or your body, you need to rebuke it. You need to throw it back, and you need to stand in the posture of who you really are. Because you are never the problem. You're always the solution. And you're always above and never beneath. All right? Believe that. Have a fantabulous day on purpose. Smooches.